What is up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if this is your first time here. My name is Hope, and today I'm going to be answering your questions about VidCon and traveling and just kind of how to survive VidCon. So we'll start with the questions about like the travel there and how to get to VidCon from where you are. So I have a question right here, and it is drive, bus, or plane. Personally, me and Jess last year took a bus across the country from Pennsylvania to California to get to VidCon. It was 2.5 day bus ride. It was a lot of fun. Like, it wasn't bad at all. Obviously, it was very long, but that all depends on you and where you live, how much money you have. We went with a bus personally because it was cheaper, so that saved us like a little bit of money. Yes, obviously it was longer to get there, but it did save us money in the long run. So that is all a personal preference thing. Like, I know a lot of people were terrified of flying, so then take a bus by all means. If you're scared of flying and like you think you can't do it, then take a bus. It's not as bad as everyone thinks it is, honestly. Hotels is another thing that I got a lot of questions on. Booking a hotel, it all depends on, again, how much money you have and personal preference. Now, last VidCon, me and Jess stayed at an Airbnb about a 10-minute ride away from the convention center, and if I remember correctly, it was only $89 a night, and VidCon is 3 days long, so this year it's from June 20th to 23rd. So it is relatively cheap. It's just you have to do your research. That is the main thing. Do research. Please don't instantly book something. You don't have to book your hotels through the VidCon website, which, by the way, you can book hotels through the VidCon website for a discounted price. So if you are booking a hotel, go on the VidCon website to do that because you will get a VidCon discount. But beware, the hotels like in the area of the convention center are pretty expensive. So again, it's a personal preference thing. Just do your research, check Airbnbs. There's a lot that are really close, like walking distance to the convention center also, that would be a cheaper route. So just definitely do your research. So I also got a lot of questions about the tickets at VidCon, and again, it is personal preference. Now, there is 3 different types of tickets at VidCon: community badge, the creator badge, and the industry badge. Now, personally, I would highly just suggest getting the community badge unless you really want to know about like the little inside details about YouTube and that whole industry and everything. But if you're like only going to meet creators and see Q&As and panels and go to meetups and everything, definitely stick with the community badge because you get everything that you want to see. And a lot of creators do walk around the convention center meeting people also, so you don't need one of the bigger passes to get to meet some of your favorite creators. Don't think that you have to get that to meet them. Please do not waste your money. Where to buy your ticket for VidCon? Only buy it through the VidCon website. Do not buy it from a different website because chances are it is going to be a fake ticket and you will get ripped off, and most of the time they sell them for more expensive on the off websites anyway. So definitely just buy it on the VidCon website. It's just vidcon.com. That's it. Couple questions about the meet and greet lottery and meeting people and everything. Now, with the community pass, you do get the meet and greet lottery. With the creator pass, you do not get the meet and greet lottery, and with the industry pass, you do get the meet and greet lottery. Now, to get into the details of the meet and greet lottery, so what you'll do is maybe like a month before VidCon, I think it is, if you bought your ticket already, they will send you an email, and you go on and you pick a list of, I think it was 15 creators, and you list it from your top favorite to like, not your least favorite, but you know what I mean. And then they randomly choose, and you can get 1 meet and greet, you could get 2, you could get 3. It's just however many that they choose, honestly. Like, it's not a thing that's set in stone. You're not guaranteed to get 3, you're not guaranteed to get 2, but you would definitely for sure get 1, obviously. Like last year I got David Dobrik, Andrea Russett, and SourceFed, and then Jess only got Andrea Russett and Hannah Hart. So it's just a matter of what they pick for you, and there's nothing you can really do about it. But like I said before, a lot of creators do just walk around the convention center, so it is easy to meet your favorite creators. Now, during the meet and greets, like the ones that you get through the meet and greet lottery are a little bit rushed, but that's because you have to keep in mind there's hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of people waiting to meet the creator that you're going to meet. So just keep that in mind. It's for the creator's well-being. They can't stand there forever talking to you and everything, but they try their best to make conversation with you. And that was, is it awkward to ask creators to do certain poses? And honestly, it's just depends on the type of person that you are and the type of person the creator is. Whenever I asked Colby to do the holding the hand pose thing, he was fine with it. It wasn't awkward at all. I just walked up to him right and asked. Like, it's just a matter of how you approach it, kind of. But also know that there is boundaries. I personally cannot stand whenever people do the stage kiss pose, where they have the creator put their thumbs on their mouth like this, and like you hold their face and kiss them. It's so awkward to me, and I'm sure that some of the creators find it awkward also, so please try to not do that. Questions that I got was, how do I meet like people outside of the meet and greets and everything? And honestly, it's just about being in the right place at the right time. Like whenever I met Sam and Colby, it was just we were walking on the street and ran into them. Like, it wasn't me like going and trying to find them and everything. No, you just walk around and run into people. And then sometimes, yes, do keep up with all of your creators' Instagram stories and Snapchat stories and tweets and everything while you're there, because sometimes they will post like, oh, we're gonna have a meetup at this place at this time, meet us there. So definitely keep your eyes peeled for that. Marry me. This isn't related to traveling, but we could travel together once we are married. Yes, Lainey, I accept your proposal. We are now married. I can't wait for our adventures. So asked, how do you stay calm in front of your favorite creators and like not freak out and everything? My biggest thing is just, they are people just like you and me. That's it. They're just normal people. You just happen to watch them and they just happen to have a big following. Please do not scream in people's faces. Do not scream in front of your favorite creators' faces. That is so frustrating to me whenever I see people do that, because how would you feel if someone came up to you and started screaming in your face? You wouldn't enjoy that. So they obviously don't enjoy that either. So please do not do that. Please, please, please. Honestly, like I said, they're people just like you and I are. Just talk to them like they're a normal person. Like, that's it. Just be yourself in front of them. They don't put on an act in front of you. They're all very, very sweet people. Don't act like they're an alien and you're freaking out over it. Don't scream in their face. Don't cry in their face. If you cry afterwards, fine. By all means. I've done that. I walked away after I met Sam and Colby for the first time and started bawling my eyes out. But I made sure that it was after I had walked away. Don't do that in front of them, because sometimes they don't know how to react to it. So it makes it kind of like awkward a little bit. So yeah, just breathe, stay calm. Like I said, just keep on repeating in your head, they are normal people just like you and I are. Are fans and creators generally nice? Yes, for sure. Everyone at Vidcon, like all of the people that me and Jess had interactions with, not just creators, were super, super sweet. It is one of the most accepting places ever, where everyone can just be themselves and not have to worry about anything. And I truly mean that. Like, I'm not just saying that to make you guys feel better about going. Everyone there is so sweet. No one is going to judge you. No one is going to make fun of you. Everyone is there for the same reason, and everyone respects that. And then whenever it comes to creators, I never had a bad experience with one. All of them are very nice. There was one girl from Clever TV who wasn't like super nice and kind of a little bit rude, but that was it. And it wasn't even anything bad. So like, again, everyone there is so sweet. Don't be afraid to go. Don't be afraid to walk up to people and make friends. Everyone there, we made so many friends there. I still keep in touch with some of the people I met there. I'm actually going to Vidcon with my friend Mia, who me and Jess made friends with there. Just be nice to everyone and you'll get the niceness in return. So Tina asked, is Vidcon organized? It definitely is, like, no doubt. And honestly, the security there is wonderful. Everyone at the booths, like, because there's a bunch of vendors and booths there, and everyone is super, super nice. And it, like, when you walk in at first, it is very overwhelming. It's a very big place, and there's a ton of people walking around. There's so many booths and things to do, but just stay calm, breathe, don't get overwhelmed. That is one of my biggest tips for you guys. Do not get overwhelmed. I got a lot of questions about prices on hotels and plane tickets and such. And again, it's just a matter of where you decide to stay. If you decide to drive, fly, take a bus, take a train, it's all up to you. But like I said, just do your research. And if you guys are going to VidCon and you need help, please feel free to DM me and I will try my best to help you guys out, because I have done this a lot now and I know how to, like, get good deals and do the research to find what is going to be best for you. So please feel free to direct message me anytime that you guys want help and I will try my best to help you guys. I got a couple questions about the parking at VidCon, and honestly, I have no idea about any of that because me and Jess Ubered there every single day and Ubered back every single day, which honestly I recommend. It is definitely easier, it's less stressful, so if you can do that, then take that route instead. Con is to just kind of don't get overwhelmed. It's very easy to get overwhelmed there, and like I made me and Jess a schedule of, like, we're gonna go to this panel at this time and this Q&A at this time, and honestly within the first hour of us being there, that went out the window because there's just so much going on. And then, like, you get there and you realize, like, oh, I want to do this instead of this, and I want to see this person instead of this person. So just breathe. Honestly, just don't get overwhelmed. Have a good time. Enjoy yourself. That is the most important thing. Don't let anything, like, upset you. Say you don't get to meet your absolute favorite creator. Don't let it upset you because I'm sure you got to meet tons of other creators. So just enjoy your time while you're there. Make friends. Don't get overwhelmed. That is my number one tip to you guys. Do not get overwhelmed. So now we're going to go into, like, a more, like, general travel questions, because I got some about just LA in general. So one of the questions I got, what are some go-to food places, restaurants? And honestly, I'm not just saying this because of Colby and Brennan, but Tender Greens was one of the best places we went to when we were there. It is so good. Like, me and Jess were amazed at how good it was. Like, we knew it was gonna be good because why would Colby and Brennan go there all the time if it wasn't? But it was, like, way better than what we even expected. And then the first night that me and Jess were there, we had this one place called Harry's Cafe, and it's Mexican food, and it was the best Mexican food I've ever had. It was so good, and everyone there was so nice. So if you're in the Orange County area, definitely go there. And it's reasonably priced. You get a huge portion. Like, I got a quesadilla and it was like the size of my head, if not bigger. It was so good. One of the days when we went to Santa Monica Beach, we went to the Mexican restaurant that is on the pier. It's like at the very end on the right side. I don't remember the name of it at all, but it was so good. And I got some fish tacos with avocado and beans and cheese on it, and oh, I miss it so much, and I can't wait to go back and get some more because it was so good. And oh my god, guys, do yourself a favor, get horchata. It is a drink and it is so good. It is one of the best things ever. I made Jess try it for the first time when we were in California, and now she is obsessed with it and wants to get it any chance that she can. Tina asked, how often do you get churros in LA? You know what, Tina? I'm done with your crap. Rude. A bunch of questions about, like, what is an estimate of how much money it is for the whole entire trip. And now that all depends on where you stay, how much you spend on food, how much you spend on parking if you have to pay for parking, how much you spend on merch. Like, how much the hotel is, what you pay to get there. It's all just a personal thing. Again, last year me and Jess left 2 days early, obviously, because our bus ride was 2.5 days. So then when we got there, we checked into our Airbnb, and then the day after VidCon was over, we checked out and then went to our Airbnb that was in Los Angeles. We actually stayed at 1600 Vine, and we stayed there for 3 days, and then we flew back. So our trip altogether was probably around like $1,000, if not a little bit less. It's always better to overestimate instead of underestimate, because you always want to have more money than not enough. About how much like spending money should you bring, and again, it depends on how long your trip is going to be. If you're just staying there for the days of VidCon, I'd still say bring an extra like $200, because like I just said, it's always better to have too much instead of not enough. You don't want to end up having no money and you can't get food or you can't get drinks. So always bring way more than what you think you need. Alyssa asked, how are you able to afford everything, and tips on saving money? My best advice is just have a job. Save money from that job. Take $100 out of every paycheck and put it into a savings account or something. I have a jar that I have, a mason jar, that I will take money out of my bank account and put in there, so I'm making sure that I'm not spending it. Question, it is, what are some of the fears you hold while traveling? How often do you travel alone, and what are some personal rules you follow in order to keep yourself safe and happy? The first one, the fears, honestly my biggest fear when traveling to California was losing my luggage, and like especially getting on the bus. We had to switch buses every so often, and one of my biggest fears was having them leave my luggage at some place. But other than that, there really wasn't any other fears other than not having enough money for stuff, which we made sure we had more than enough though. How often do I travel alone? Literally never. Everywhere I go is with Jess, and if it's not with Jess, it's with another one of my friends, but most of the time it is with Jess. Personal rules to keep myself safe and happy. Like I said before, don't get overwhelmed. Enjoy your time there. And then for like when we were in LA, when we stayed at 1600 Vine, to keep ourselves safe, I actually had pepper spray with me, and it was like police pepper spray, like the really strong stuff. So having something small like that on you at all times is probably a really good idea if you do stay extra days and do go explore, because it's always better to be safe than sorry. Do I have fans that like follow me around and stuff? Girl, I do not have any fans. I don't know what you're talking about. I've never had that experience before of people like following me to a restaurant or following me around a convention or anything like that. But if you guys want to meet me and you see me at Vidcon, come up and say hi. I'll obviously stand there and talk to you, and I would love to talk to you guys, so that'd be really cool. Top places to hit while in LA. Definitely Santa Monica Beach. That's a go-to. It's such a cliche thing and like a stereotypical tourist place to go, but it is beautiful, and the pier is beautiful, and it's just definitely, you get like the feel of California there, and it's really cool. And then we also did go to see the Hollywood sign, and it is a hike to get up there, so make sure that you Uber like up to the gate and then walk the rest of the way. But it was beautiful, and the view of Los Angeles from up by the Hollywood sign is one of the most beautiful things that I've ever seen. So if you have time to do that, definitely do that. And then I know that me and Jess and the people we are going with also want to go to like Griffith Observatory. We want to go to Runyon. Like there's a ton of places to go. I personally don't even know all of the places to go yet, because I've only been to California once and we were only there for 3 days. So honestly, just do research again. That's what I did. It just makes everything a whole lot easier. On all of the questions that you guys had for me, if I missed anything, please feel free to comment or direct message me. I will try to answer anything else that you guys can think of. But my main tips, number 1, do not get overwhelmed. Enjoy your time there. Don't get stressed out. It is not worth it. You will realize that very quick. 2, make sure you do your research, because if you just instantly book a hotel room, from the Vidcon website, you didn't look at any other options whenever there probably are better options for you, especially if you are low on money and not sure if you can afford it. Look on Airbnb. I will leave everything that I talked about in the description below. I will leave the Vidcon website. I will leave Airbnb. I will leave the websites I use to look for flights, to look for bus tickets. I will leave everything in the description below for you guys. Just please do your research and feel free to ask me questions about the traveling and booking hotels and stuff if you guys want to. And then third, just have fun. That's it. It is one of the most amazing experiences ever, getting to meet all of your favorite creators and getting to make new friends. It is such a fun experience. Vidcon is one of the most amazing things that I have ever been to, and I honestly cannot wait to go back. I'm counting down the days. I think it's like 204 days now until I finally get to go back again. But yeah, like I said, if you guys have any other questions, leave them in the comments below. Tweet them to me, direct message me, send them to me on Instagram. I will try my best to answer you guys. So yeah, that is it for today. Please make sure that you hit the subscribe button down below. Turn on my post notifications, follow me on Twitter, Instagram. All of my social media will be in the description below. So yeah, that is it for today, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and that's it. Bye.